Hi, how you doing? I grew up as a bit of a nerd. I've made at least 100 DIY antennas in my lifetime, including a lot of Yagis, which are directional antennas, disc cone antennas, and a lot of dipoles. I even invented a unique device for hanging a dipole. I've written a book on field theory, also a few articles. I used to be a ham radio operator. So I know more than a little bit on this topic, but first let me state specifically that I'm not interested in spreading false conjecture or hyperbolic, chicken little nonsense or anything like that. The facts alone actually suffice. There's actually no need to inflate or conflate anything when it comes to discussing 5G. I made a video on 5G about a month ago, maybe like less than a month ago. I didn't get a chance to cover all the facts. I wanted to go over a lot of stuff, but I just went over the basics on dangers of 5G. The worst dangers of which, a couple of which, 3 points actually that I didn't mention, I'm going to mention here. Specifically, let's, however, rehash a specific fact that 5G doesn't refer to anything specifically. It just refers to fifth generation technology for bidirectional communication. And 5G actually entails low band, mid band, and high band. Well, all three of them very close, especially up next to your head, are not good. The serious dangers are in the microwave band of high band 5G. Specifically, we're talking about 20 gigahertz upwards of, actually at just a hair over 100 gigahertz. Low band 5G is what you're currently using, or typically mid-band 5G, depending on what system you actually have. I mean, a lot of cell phones actually skip between 800 megahertz to 2.4 gigahertz, and also to, I think, 3.4 gigahertz. And these are mid-band frequencies. So when we talk about 5G, we're not talking about one single evil entity. And it's not necessarily evil. Fifth generation simply means that fifth generation, but we actually have to talk about the danger of the subset of 5G, which is high band 5G. So we actually have to be specific. So a lot of people just love saying 5G, but that doesn't actually say anything at all. That's like talking about people. It's like, well, we're really only concerned about evil people, right? And then people are just using the word people or human beings, which is extremely non-specific, and the same is the case here. Let's go over one point mentioned in the prior video, then wait for point 2 and 3, which are the important points of the dangers of 5G high band technology. And by the way, also too, I make videos that people ask for. I don't make, over sensational videos. I've never sat down and thought, ooh, this is going to get a lot of views. But if a lot of people ask me to make a video, I will make the video. And by the way, this current 5G video is not discussing what's currently going on in the world right now. I'm not trying to draw connections or parallels there at all. Not whatsoever. Harmonic sympathy. I should have actually whipped out my chalkboard. I think everybody knows what the polar molecule of water looks like. Harmonic sympathy. Microwave radiation absorbed by polar molecules. The last I recall, all life on Earth, including you and me, are made up of mostly water. Water is, by its very nature, a polar molecule. Actually, I don't need my chalkboard. I actually have the specific geometry of the water molecule tattooed right here on the back of my hand. Oxygen, hydrogen, hydrogen. The polar molecule of water is extremely high permeability. Okay, everything's capacitance, resistance, magnetic permeability, and dielectric permittivity. So the polar molecule of water is extremely high permeability for microwave radiation. That's not my opinion or feeling, it's a fact. You can look up any of this stuff. It's all hardcore fact and well established. It's also the same reason why microwave ovens heat up a bowl of water for making your coffee. Not that I would ever do that. I remember back in the day I used to do that. People would heat up water in the microwave. I was amazed at how fast it would actually boil. Also too, there have actually been countless tests performed as far as the harmonic nature of microwaved water. They've taken countless, and I've done a lot of seed experiments that take advantage of the polar nature of the water molecule to do seed experimentation. When the seeds germinate due to South Pole or North Pole exposure, they grow radically different. Other experiments have done and been repeated countless times to show that microwave-induced water has very deleterious effects on plant growth. They'll feed one plant, spring water or well water, and it grows up nice and happy. And they'll actually nuke some water, and they've done various experiments. And you can look this up, don't take my word for it. You just nuke the water because we say nuke, microwave it, nuke it, it's what we say in America. Shows that it actually has very damaging effects on the plant, because the plant actually takes this water up and it doesn't actually have a correct harmonic for communication of the signals for growth and for the actual plant cells to talk within themselves. So this is a serious problem, and what it does to human tissue is absolutely no different whatsoever. Here's another fact also too. Like I said, I've literally made over 100 antennas in my life, including highly directional Yagi antennas. And also too, we'll talk about beamforming here in just a second. And also too, that's current and existent technology, has been around for quite some time. The higher the frequency, the higher the directionality of attributes in the electromagnetic spectrum. So when we're talking about high band 5G, between 20 gigahertz and 100 gigahertz, high directionality is an attribute of that. This is the reason why it is used for satellite communications, the reason why ham radio operators use 440 megahertz, which for ham radio, that's pretty high. For moon bounce communication, we'd actually bounce signals using a Yagi off the moon to communicate over the horizon of line of sight with another ham radio operator. It's kind of fascinating, very cool, yet extremely nerdy. So this high band 5G is extremely directional, and it is perfectly applicable for beamforming technology. Let's talk about beamforming. And by the way, I suggest you look this. I'm going to sit here and talk about an hour about beamforming, but you could do your own lookup on Google. And this is no tinfoil hat nonsense. This is hardcore fact. My base station, my Apple base station in the back room back there that sends out Wi-Fi, has beamforming technology in it, and that sucker is like 6 years old. Beamforming has been around for a long time. What you do for beamforming, what it does is that the higher frequencies, which actually have greater bandwidth, for idiots like me and you and everybody else that wants to stream Netflix or whatever the hell on their iPad and their iPhone, beamforming technology is great. What it does is it signals out where the hell the signal needs to go to, and it directs the signal there through directional antennas. The directional antennas have gotten a lot better. And at 20 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz, i.e. high band 5G, where the danger really lies with microwave radiation, you got a serious issue, and the issue is compounded from a fact. And you've seen this on every TV show, you've seen it in every movie, and it's an absolute fact. Your iPhone, your Android, will tell you where you are. I mean, you just like enter in directions for Siri, right? It's like, Siri, take me to Dunkin' Donuts. It will actually, guide your way, because signal triangulation vis-a-vis the towers is extremely precise. By the way, the current towers you're using on your cell phones right now is omnidirectional signal output. In other words, if you're over here, the transceiver tower for your iPhone, your Android, is beaming out all over the place. And of course it finds you, but it doesn't, dial you in. It triangulates where you are, but that's position. And this is not my opinion, by the way, what I'm about to say. It is hardcore, 100% undeniable flipping fact. And that fact is that the combination of the technology that exists on every damn cell phone, including the cheap ones, which is signal triangulation of where the hell you are, within a few feet, on top of the 5G beamforming technology, which is specifically designed to single you out. Now, it actually can't, laser dot you in, like you say, if you're standing, in a row of 5 people at 2 miles away. It doesn't pick you out over the 5 people, but it does actually send a highly directional signal. And the reason for this is actually several reasons. It's called harmonic interference. On high band 5G from 20 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz, there's a higher issue of harmonic interference where signals, if it's doing omnidirectional signal output like all current cell phone towers are doing, virtually all of them are, they could actually cause signal degradation. And the beamforming technology, from the perspective of the people that install this stuff, while factual, has a dark side. In other words, you could, and this is the insidious part about when people lie to you, they could be telling you 100% the truth about what's going on, and they are. You could do beamforming 5G, type in beamforming 5G on a YouTube search. You'll come up with 100 videos made by technology companies that are installing beamforming 5G technology. But what they don't tell you, even though they're being 100% factual with you about what the hell it does and why the hell it does that. In other words, it's singling you out. It triangulates you, and vis-a-vis the algorithms, it uses beamforming to direct the microwave transmission directly at you. Yeah, it can't, like I said, it can't spot you out of 5 people, standing side by side, but it's directed directly at you. Microwave radiation between 20 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz using signal triangulation that has been in iPhones and Androids now for a very, very, very long time. Many countless years. It's brilliant. It uses actually an algorithm. I think those are called MIM towers, MIMM towers, if I recall correctly, is one type of 5G beamforming technology. That's bad. That combined with, I told you, it's called Project Bazaar. I know that's a bizarre name, but that's what it's called, Project Bazaar. It was discovered by the government, the United States government, classified called Project Bazaar, that using upper sideband or lower sideband frequency manipulation, a microwave, you can induce one of 5 different emotional states. Fear, anger, confusion, lethargy, and there's a 5th one that I can't remember because I didn't write it down. It's fear, anger, confusion, lethargy, and a 5th one. And this is discovered in Project Bazaar. There's almost no information about it online, but it's not conspiracy nonsense. This is an established fact of what the government discovered back in the early 1970s. In other words, the years I was born. Here we're talking basically 50 years later. So this beamforming triangulation, microwave beamforming using triangulation that's already existing, triangulation and beamforming means you can literally send a 5G microwave transmission to a specific spot. And with upper sideband, lower sideband attenuation, the change of the actual signal. I don't know if you know, if you're not a ham radio operator, if you don't know what upper sideband is, where you're actually using modulation of upper sideband or lower sideband of a set frequency for communication. But communication, just like sound, I mean, I could actually manipulate upper sideband or lower sideband. I can't do that as a human being, but a machine can do that. But these same sort of harmonics, like ultrasonic, can actually change someone's mood states. And that is a given fact with ultrasonic, which is just conventional sound. As far as EMR, between 20 gigahertz, i.e. the dangerous end of microwave radio transmissions, the fact that it is extremely directional, that you can triangulate somebody and induce an upper sideband or lower sideband signal, makes its potential for wrongdoing extremely high. And that is not my opinion. That's not hearsay. It's not tinfoil hat. I mean, it's a fact. Beamforming technology has been around for a very long time. Like I said, my base station back there has got beamforming technology in it. With no devices on me currently, my base station can't find me, but everybody on this earth is addicted to having their Android or their iPhone in their pocket. Everybody is this is not conspiracy talk. I mean, if someone, like if you're an evil person and you did something horrible and the FBI got a warrant, if you got your phone on you, they're going to find you really damn fast, right down to the foot. Well, plus or minus, with broadcast differential turned off, they could find you within plus or minus 2 feet. So it says the effects are reduced cancer risk, cellular stress, increased and harmful free radicals of your system, specifically your defense systems of your body, genetic damages, structural and functional changes to the reproductive systems, learning and memory deficits, neurological disorders, negative impacts on general well-being, these are established facts of what microwave does do. That's what makes it so harmful. And I said 5G in general doesn't refer to anything specifically, just as the word humans doesn't refer to anything evil. You know, evil human beings are bad when we say human beings. But 5G high band technology dangers. Whoa, my iPad turned on a little bit there. Like we're coming to the point of Skynet here, our devices come alive. It startled me there for a second. All of these videos that you'll find on YouTube talking about beamforming 5G high band technology, I really have to reiterate. If you go watch one, and there's a lot of them, they will be 100% accurate with you on what it is. How it works is like, well, we actually have a harmonic interference, and by using beamforming technology, we're not sending the signal everywhere in an omnidirectional fashion, we're beaming it right to you. That is accurate. But that is only half the story. Its potential for abuse is extremely high and has great potentiality. Like, I mean, if I were Dr. Evil, that would be like the perfect thing. It's a perfect Trojan horse, by the way. Now, that's actually a fact, but whether someone uses it as a Trojan horse, of course, is another matter. I'm not going to speculate on that because I'm not making a video about hyperbolic, crazy speculation. I made a video about facts. The nature of the water molecule and its permeability to microwave radiation is a hardcore, undeniable fact. The higher the frequency, the higher the directionality and the attributes thereof is a hardcore, undeniable fact. Signal triangulation has been around for a long time, but signal triangulation combined with 5G beamforming is an undeniable fact. So I will leave that information with you, and you can make your own conclusions. But what I've said in this video are undeniable facts as to the nature of high band, specifically high band 5G, and its potential for abuse. And there is no recourse to what I've said in this video. Anybody out there, go look this stuff up, Bing it, Google it, whatever you want to do. You'll find an enormous amount of information, and all of it will confirm to you exactly what I've just told you. Beamforming 5G combined with triangulation is a really bad recipe well, it's not good. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Not interested in inducing hysteria or craziness in any way, just talking about facts. This is what people asked for, and I established the facts, and I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Lux e Veritas. Bye.